Thanks for tuning in and for telling a friend. Thanks for listening to the Steel Plaza Podcast Network. A lot of you on the great World Wide Web have been saying you're running out of stuff to listen to. You're running out of stuff to do. I'm getting bored. Well, guess what? We are here for you with new programs. And today's new program is called Jake's Take, where I ask Jake McGlynn a series of questions that I find on the internet that he's going to have a take on. Now, Jake's not a doctor, a professor. He's just a guy, but he's got a take. So this is called Jake's Take. So Jake, thanks for being on your own show.
Hey, Adam, thanks for inviting me and inventing my own show.
Of course. The first topic I would like your take on is the hashtag no makeup, hashtag doing my part selfie posts. Are they doing their part?
Yeah, see, I don't understand that. I mean, I guess broadly, we're not going out and buying products that are useless, so I get that. But how many men do you know outside of the scene are wearing makeup? So, I mean, not to cause this to be like a sexist thing, because it's not.
The eyeliner.
Yeah, the eyeliner stuff. But, you know, it's, who cares? Don't wear makeup. I don't care. Do what you want. Whatever makes you happy, do that. And you should be doing that all of the time.
So what I would say, and I know it's Jake's take, but what I would say is if you want to do your part, take the morning grumpy and then get into the shower. Now you're saving toilet paper. That's doing your part.
Yeah, or just buy a bidet.
Just get a bidet. Now you're doing your part.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're saving the environment.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a bidet.
No. I think we should embrace it, but give it a cool American name. We should change the name.
A bidet?
Maybe a bidet. Yeah, something like that. All right, so I'm going to hit you with a question here that someone posted. What is an appropriate space of time in between binge drinking?
Well, define the binge. I mean, I've been on days-long ones back in college. The ample time between, you know what? Let's say multiply the time by 2. So if you've been binge drinking for 3 days, you need to take 6 days off.
Well, what if it's just one day and you're just going hard and you're just drinking all day? Now you're out of beer. I would say that the time that it takes you to figure out that you're out of beer, pass out, wake up, and say, "Oh God, I have no beer in the house." I think that would be an appropriate amount of time because now you have to go out and get more.
Well, yeah, then you're continuing the binge. You can nap during a binge drink.
You could.
Or fall asleep.
You could fall asleep.
Doing air quotes.
Right.
But, I mean, if you wake up the next day, you're continuing the binge. I mean, I've been on multiple day benders. But if you're going to call a break after the binge, I would say multiply the time the binge was by 2, especially as you get older. Like us 2 old farts.
Right. I remember a time when here in Pittsburgh, St. Patrick's Day was the most ridiculous filled day of debauchery that anyone could ever engage in. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. You could drink during the parade. Now it's all family friendly.
Yeah. You would get up at, I don't even know what time, but you drink all night before, get up at maybe 7 or whatever time you get up, stagger down the street, and now you're just going bar after bar. I mean, those were different times, man.
Oh, yeah. And I remember my parents were coming into town. I was up all night before binge drinking, and maybe got 2 hours of sleep, and piled into a car with a bunch of people, went downtown, Market Square was back in its old formation. This is in Pittsburgh. Back when it was Bum Central.
Right.
And just drinking our brains out. And then going back into North Oakland and meeting my folks. And I think I was drinking beer out of a bottle of Grey Goose.
Yeah.
And just kept saying, my fucking parents are here.
Classic times. Nobody's wearing a seatbelt. Fuck that, you know. So there's that. There's your answer. Binge drinking guy with the questions. There's your answer.
Multiply by 2, especially as you get older.
Right.
Yeah. So if you binge drink for 3 days, you need to take 6 days off before you can do it again.
Yeah, and now see, we're like I said, we're living in a different time. Now we're in a time where Pedialyte exists to help that process. So there's that.
Oh God, yeah. I just bought some off-brand Pedialyte the other day. It's called Hydralyte.
Oh,
I believe it's Rite Aid's brand.
Even better. I like the off-brands.
Yeah, so instead of like $12, it's only $8.
See, there you go. There you go, binge drinking guy. So here's another question. Here's another one for you. Another guy, well, it's not really a question. It's a statement he says here. He says, working from home sucks because it seems like people are getting extremely more aggressive in emails because they can't see your face. What's your take?
Oh, I agree. Yeah. People are getting much more aggressive, not just in emails, phone calls, personal conversations. People are getting cabin fever, and it sucks. And I am also not immune to this. I had a blow up with an upstairs neighbor a couple weekends ago. They were having a party. You know, we're all supposed to be social distancing. They are healthcare workers, so they should be much more aware of this. And they're having a going away party. And, you know, I understand that people need to party, especially you're not going to see these people anymore because they're moving far away. But it doesn't mean you need to stomp up and down on the floor at 1 o'clock in the morning, regardless of what day it is, even if it's on the weekend. So we had a falling out, and it's unfortunate because we were not close, but we were at least familial up until about 2 weeks ago when this started happening. And
so you were at the point where you would let them feed the cat if they had to.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm not one who's going to spoil somebody else's fun. I like fun too. And it's not that I was, you know, I felt bad about not being invited. I was social distancing. I would have turned it down anyway. But
you didn't get a formal.
They're gonna crack my ceiling. They picked the fattest fucking person to jump up and down, and then you could hear her voice, and she just sounded like she was full of sandwiches.
Oh my God, that's quite a pictorial description. I notice a lot of people that, you know, have weight issues seem to have the shrillest voices you've ever heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Honestly, I find it more like basal.
Maybe it's a local thing. I don't know. But
I find they have very loud voices.
It's okay. Yeah. So there's that. I'll agree with that. I was shopping the other day. Necessary shopping. No, I wasn't at, you know, Walmart just, you know, kicking the tires and looking at stuff. I had to go get things, you know, and a lot of people
need to get lawn furniture or whatever.
Right. I wasn't out buying lilacs or whatever it's doing. So
I'm at Home Depot buying my tulip bulbs.
Right, the tulip bulbs for Easter. Good Friday's coming up, man. What are these people going to do without their fish?
Coming up.
They might go to hell if they don't eat fish. I don't know what's going to happen to these people. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I guess all the fish fries have been canceled. I haven't heard much about them, but then again, I don't eat fish, so that's another Jake's take. Fish is gross.
Fish is disgusting. I agree with that. I'll eat meat all day long. All day, all night, I'll eat meat.
Oh, yeah.
Fish, I don't see the appeal. I really don't.
I don't get the taste. No. It tastes like the bay in New Jersey. It tastes like the smell of the bay in New Jersey.
It really does. It really does. And I don't get these people that are just like quivering with anticipation to eat a fried fish. I don't get it.
Yeah, and it's not even good fish. It's fucking cod or halibut. It's gross.
It's like the garbage bin of fish.
Like, oh, all right, yeah, we got some fucking tilapia. Okay, cool.
Right.
Tilapia's nice. But, I mean, not that I would eat any of it, because I think it's all gross. But it's not a garbage fish.
Right.
You know, then they get cod and halibut and whatever the hell. You know, it's a ubiquitous fish. It's the stuff they make fish sticks out of.
I worry.
And a fillet of fish and all that.
Yeah. And I have a concern and I have a worry of these people advertising, we have fresh fish. And I'm thinking, where did you get it from? Because if you got it from the Ohio River, I'm not eating it. Because think about how many dead bodies they pull out of that river per day. And
oh, yeah. And all the stuff that, whatchamacallit, the U.S. Steel plant, the Edgar Thomson Works, is thrown into the water.
Yeah.
You know, and plus the open drainage. You know, you've raw sewage that drains into the Monongahela and the Allegheny.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the Ohio as well.
Yeah, and
none of that.
I mean, I can see the Ohio River from my backyard. I'm like Sarah Palin. I can see it from my house. And I always see people in there. They're swimming. They're giggling. Their mouths open, big mouthfuls of the river water. And I'm like, wow, those guys are living on borrowed time, man. You know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, now, don't get me wrong. Back in the day, before they built Hofbräu House, there used to be a rope swing down the south side. And I've ridden off that rope swing a couple times and, you know, might have been with a group of people that during St. Patrick's Day were flashing the Coast Guard or River Rescue. But, you know, it was a good time. It was, God, what was that? Maybe 10 or 12 years ago when we had, like, that super hot St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. It was like 80 degrees.
It was like 70 degrees. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, and it was like at 6 a.m. It was that hot.
Yeah. I had biked over from, I was living in Bloomfield at the time, and just met up with some random folks, and they're like, hey, you know, let's get some six-packs and go drink and swim in the river. I'm like, okay. A couple girls started taking their tops off. Okay, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a good time.
Those were different times now, different times. You're not going to see that happen ever again, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, and I think about it now with what's going on in the world and reassessing how I look at social situations. And even when I'm watching stuff on TV, I'm like, wow, those people are really close together. I never thought of that before, about like having a 6 foot different like distance. I mean, I always thought about having my own personal space. My personal space extends as far as my arm can go out.
Well, that's, you know, I mean,
didn't think.
Yeah,
Go
I mean,
ahead, Adam. I'm sorry.
The 6 foot thing is roughly the length of both of your arms fully extended. So, I mean, if you think of it that way, then it's pretty simple to, you know, get the concept of.
I always think of, you know, and I know Shaq's 7 foot something. I'm like, just keep a Shaq between you. There's Shaq's laying on the ground. He's pitching some General Auto Insurance commercial.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, Shaq's laying there. You know, keep Shaq comfortable.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. I've seen the taped off areas I see a lot of people that are not whatsoever